In the spirit of Disney and all things Galaxy Edge, and I mean Disneyland, California, I'm going to introduce to you ChatGPT and the fun of Disney and Galaxy's Edge and the planet that they are portraying at Disneyland. There are some things you should know about Galaxy's Edge. I did some research about where is Galaxy's Edge. Well, it's, that whole series of it, or the introduction to every movie. The galaxy is far, far away. Literally, it's not in the Milky Way. It's not in any other galaxy that's near us, like Andromeda, places like that. So it's far away. But Batuu, the planet that is being portrayed at Disneyland, is considered in the galaxy's edge, but there's no place that it talks about it in the movies. Now I'm going to research to find out whether or not it's in maybe one of the books or one of the sagas that is outside of the movie series. And we're going to have some fun with ChatGPT and Disneyland. And I love Star Wars. This is the Mandalorian perspective of the Mickey ears. And I'm sure I'm going to find some more Star Wars and Mickey ears because that's my thing, Star Wars. So let's kind of have some fun with Disneyland and ChatGPT. As you can see, we're in ChatGPT, Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer. The GPT that I'm using is OpenAI. You can use other artificial intelligence chatbots, but this one I really like because it's pretty efficient. It's not perfect because it's in its third stage, ChatGPT 3. I do like it though. So let's play with it. And yes, I'm going to hang out with my Disney ears, my Mickey ears. I am going to ask it to describe Disneyland's Star Wars theme. I know what it is, and I have just been enamored with Disneyland over the last month since I am a member, or I have a magic key. And before that, I'm in my 50s, and before the last month, I hadn't been back to Disneyland in 40 years. I am like a big old kid and having fun with Disneyland. So let's check out what ChatGPT says about Star Wars theme at Disneyland in California. I'm going to say that I'm always intrigued. So it's telling us a little bit about it. It's called Galaxy's Edge. Oh, it's like giving us a whole bunch of information. It's designed to transport visitors to a galaxy far, far away and immerse them in the Star Wars universe. The Star Wars universe that they're talking about is considered far, far away. They don't name the universe. They haven't named the universe. I wish they would name the universe. I don't care what universe they want to name it. But at least they should name what the galaxy is. They're just calling it a galaxy far, far away. So they haven't named the galaxy's edge, not necessarily the universe, the galaxy's edge. And it's telling you upon galaxy's edge, visitors are greeted by a sprawling marketplace filled with colorful shops and stalls selling everything from unique souvenirs to exotic creatures. It's fun. Like you can go into I think it's called Oga's Cantina or Canteen. I was there recently. Don't quote me on the name. Don't get mad at me because I'm learning. I'm really learning. But it's got a bot that one of the droids that's the DJ in there. It looks like you're in Star Wars. You feel like you're in Star Wars. One of the main attractions in Galaxy's Edge is the Millennium Falcon. I've done that one. The Smuggler's Run. The ride allows visitors to take control of the Ionic Millennium Falcon and go on a thrilling smuggling mission. Yeah, you get to either be the gunner, you get to steer. It's really fun. Guests are assigned different roles on the Falcon, such as the pilot or the gunner, and must work together to complete the mission successfully. I was flying the plane or the Millennium Falcon, and we did pretty well. But I only got to go left, right. My daughter got to go forward. And I was like, it was interesting. So another major attraction is my favorite, Rise of the Resistance. You have to go and do this. The ride takes visitors on a harrowing journey through a First Order Star Destroyer, where they must evade stormtroopers and Kylo Ren himself. The ride combines high-tech special effects with immersive storytelling to create an unforgettable experience. When you go to Disneyland, I'm just getting experience after experience. I'm learning with people that are really just they know Disneyland. Like they grew up with Disneyland. They have been key holders for a magic key holder for a while. So I'm new to the experience. So learn with me, and I'm going to check out and use ChatGPT to look and introduce you to a lot of things. But right now, it's Galaxy Edge. In addition to the attractions, there are several dining options in Galaxy's Edge that offer a variety of Star Wars themed cuisine, such as the Blue Melt. That's interesting. And Ronto wraps. There are also opportunities to meet characters from the Star Wars universe, such as Chewbacca and Rey. They come out and they talk to you. The stormtroopers, you feel like you're immersed in this activity and experience. It's not like other theme parks where you get on a ride and, at my age, I feel like I'm going to have a headache. You can experience it and feel like you're learning. And the story, I love stories and I love high fantasy, and Star Wars and galaxies and the universe and anything outside of Earth is really fun for me. Overall, the Star Wars theme area at Disney California offers a truly immersive experience that transports visitors to galaxies far, far away. It's a must-see destination for Star Wars fans of all ages. Now, I am going to ask ChatGPT to tell me what planet is the Star Wars theme. And I already know, but let's ask it. And here we go. It's not telling me. I know what it is. It says the Star Wars universe takes place. Okay, but what planet is the theme at Galaxy's Edge? Tatooine or it's not set in Tatooine, which we see, but the planet Batuu. Now, I was hoping it didn't say that the first time. So sometimes you have to prompt ChatGPT to push it a little bit to tell you what you wanted. Now, I already knew, but it told me when I did a different storyline. So this one is Star Wars Disney, but when I did this previously, it told me immediately, and I'm going to show you what it did previously. I said, give me the storyline of Star Wars. It gave me the entire storyline. Now, for those of you that are fans of Star Wars, it started with the prequel, episode 1, 2, and 3. So the Phantom Menace, the Attack of the Clones, and then it also did the Revenge of the Sith. I wanted it to start with 4. I'm just saying, I wanted to start with 4 or 5 and 6. And then it keeps going. And then it goes into A New Hope. Then I said, list the planets in Star Wars and their relation. And it gave me a list. And I was like, okay, I was expecting Batuu to be there, and it wasn't. So I was intrigued. I mean, and I know many of these planets that are in the Star Wars saga. It said there are many planets in the Star Wars universe, and they are scattered throughout the galaxy. Here are some of the most notable planets and their relation in the story. Notable planets. And most of you have heard of Tatooine. It's right there. And you can go in Jakku and Alderaan, but if you, I was like, where's Batuu? Like, list all of the, now I said, list all of the planets in Star Wars and their relation. There are many planets again, and then it says based on, appeared in the Star Wars films, TV shows, books, and other media, along with brief descriptions of the significance to the Star Wars story. So again, now it's listing them in alphabetical order. I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm familiar with some of these. And, but then I'm like, what about, it didn't list Batuu. I said, what about Batuu? Batuu is a planet in the Star Wars universe that was introduced as part of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge theme park attraction at Disneyland. So Batuu is a place that Star Wars Edge is talking about based on Galaxy's Edge in the universe. I decided to ask it about Batuu since Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, California is themed around the planet of Batuu. Galaxy's Edge, far, far away. And it tells me that Batuu is a planet in the Star Wars universe that was introduced as part of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge theme park attraction. And then it goes on to saying in the Star Wars canon, Batuu was first mentioned in the 2018 novel, Thrawn Alliances, which revealed that the planet was once home to an ancient civilization known as the Rakata. So it's not in the movies, but it is part of the Star Wars saga, or in the book storyline. And then I asked them if it's part of the saga. Batuu is a planet in the Star Wars universe, but it is not part of the major part of the Star Wars saga, basically the films. My hope is that they will, and maybe even use it as a location, because it's like you're on the planet when you walk in Galaxy's Edge. And if you haven't visited yet, it's been years since I've been to Disneyland. I mean, I remember some of the rides. I remember It's a Small World, and some other things, but this is a must see. And even if you go once in your lifetime, but if you live in California and you haven't really experienced it, this is fun. This is intriguing for me, knowing that I love high fantasy and storylines. And this Batuu is notable for its detailed theming, which includes shops, restaurants, and attractions that are designed to immerse visitors in the Star Wars universe. The planet is also home to several notable locations, including Black Spire Outpost, Oga's Cantina, and Dok Andar's Den of Antiquities. And it looks like the Den of Antiquities. It gave me a perspective reading the storyline, because it's hard to remember if you don't have a storyline behind it. So when I go back in a week, I will be able to remember what I'm reading from ChatGPT, because it gave it to me quickly. I tried Googling it, and Google gave me some information about the Disneyland Galaxy's Edge, but this is so different. I hope that you get to share the experience that I'm having at Disneyland and the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Batuu. Come hang out with me. Watch some of my YouTube shorts and my TikToks and my Instagram reels around ChatGPT and what it can do for you, but also Disneyland, because I'm going to have fun in the next year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and really try to understand Disneyland and the reason behind why it's supposed to be one of the happiest places on Earth. Well, I'm going to say it's one of the happiest places on Galaxy, or at Galaxy's Edge in Batuu. So thank you so much for watching. Come again, hang out, make sure you subscribe, turn on the bell, comment if you've been to Disneyland, tell me what you think about Galaxy's Edge, and definitely like this YouTube video. Thank you so much for joining me, and share what ears you have.